Hi everybody. So we're in week 5 of lockdown now, and it's getting harder and harder to find things to do. So I am doing an activity today where you don't need very many materials at all. It's a creative activity. There's a little clue here on my side. And what it is, I've got these little creatures that I've made. And they've turned. I've actually made so many of them. They're turning into a little group of friends and family. And apart from a cat and a dog, these are my company right now. So there's quite a community here. They're really, really easy to make. This video will be about 15 minutes, and I think you might be able to make one of these within that time. Um, and as you can see, it's a really simple activity using old toilet rolls. So I'm going to just give you some guidance on how you might make one of these. As you can see, they have all got their own little characters and personalities, as do we. Um, some of them I have painted before using them. This one I painted the whole of the outside of the toilet roll in white. And what that meant was that the colours I've put on afterwards are really quite bright. I've used felt tip pens. So really, apart from your toilet rolls, which you can start collecting, the only thing you really need is a felt tip pen or a few different colours. This one, I haven't painted him, so he's just a bare toilet roll. But what I did was I cut out some shapes. I used white paper, but you can use any kind of coloured or patterned paper, or even you could cut out pictures from a magazine. But the white here, I think it stands out on the brown body. I also had some of these little felt crafty balls, which I've just glued on as his little wings. But you can have a look around and see what materials you've got within the house that you might want to use. You could use some glitter, in which case you might need some glue. And if you did want to paint the owl's, excuse me, paint the owl's body, of course you would have to do that first. So you'd need some paint and a paintbrush. And then before you do the decoration on the body, obviously you would have to wait for the paint to dry, which might take about 40 minutes or something, so it's properly dry. On this little one, I've just done lots and lots and lots of little dots, and that's all markers. And you're looking at decorating his front and all around his face and ears, but you want to obviously complete him so he's owlish from all angles. And then this one, there's no paint, but that's just markers, so they're reasonably bright and they're really beautiful. Oh yeah, on this one, maybe this is my favourite really. I had some pipe cleaners, so I made them into wing shapes, and I just glued them on the back. So there is the little community. I'm going to just show you how to get the ear shapes. So just using a toilet roll, you literally take one finger and push right over to the other side, and then you turn it over and you do the same on the other side. And then you just play around with the shape until until they start looking a bit like owly ears. So that's really simple. And then from that point, you can start off with drawing his eyes, or if you cut out some white paper and 2 little circles, or you might have bits of felt or bits of fabric or tissue paper that you could stick on, and then you go on and you would add his beak, and then from there you've got the whole of the rest of his body or her body to decorate. You can make patterns, make stripes or polka dots, or you might want to, as I've done here, as I often do, you might want to draw some flowers on him, or you can do lots of zigzags. I've drawn a rainbow on here. Support the NHS. Stay at home. I wonder if any of you have made rainbows already. I've got a huge one in my window. And then obviously if you are using things like glitter or other things to stick on, you would do that at the very end after you've decorated the rest of him. If you're living alone, you can collect toilet rolls and you can add to them every time you've got a spare an empty toilet roll tube. Or if you're living with others, maybe everyone in the house could make a different character, and then you will have a whole community. It's nice that they're in a group. You could make one and then photograph it and send photographs to your family members or to your friends. On the back of this one, I've got a moon, a star and a heart. You might want to write words or people's names on them. It's a really simple activity, really fun. You can spend 5 minutes making one. You can spend the whole afternoon making one. Make it by yourself, make it with others. Make one, make a dozen. Possibilities are quite endless. The first time I saw one of these, a friend of mine had sent me a present in the post, and it was a tiny little bit of jewellery, and she had made a very beautiful one similar to this, and she had put the present in the owl's body and then put the whole owl into an envelope, so the present was kind of protected by the cardboard. But when I opened it, I actually thought the owl was the present because he was so beautiful. But then I found inside that there was another little gift. So there we go. A lovely, lovely creative activity on a rainy afternoon when you're a little bit bored. Doesn't cost anything, and you can make as many as you like. So the most important thing is to really enjoy it, really have fun. Bye bye.